Hello dear friends. Today's story is very informative. It not only guides life, but also teaches what is the best charity, which gives true virtue and self-satisfaction to a person. Please listen to this story carefully till the end. It can give a new direction to your life. Once upon a time, Neelkanth and his wife were eating sitting on the dense branch of a banyan tree. Then Neelkanth's wife's gaze went down towards the ground. She sees that an old farmer, walking with tired feet, sits under a tree and is about to take out roti from his bundle. At that very moment a hungry beggar reaches there and with folded hands says to the farmer, "Baba, I am hungry for 2 days, give me something to eat." Without thinking for a moment, the old farmer gave the rotis in his hand to the beggar and himself remained hungry. Seeing this scene, Neelkanth's wife became disturbed. She asked Neelkanth, "Dear, why did that old farmer give all his food to that beggar instead of eating himself?" Neelkanth smiled and said, "Dear, every person in the world donates something or the other. Some donate food, some donate clothes, some donate money. But do you know which is the best donation among all these?" Neelkanth's wife said curiously, "No dear, tell me, which donation is that?" Neelkanth said calmly, "I will tell you a story that will teach you what true and noble charity is. This story is both inspiring and soul-touching. Listen. It is a long time ago. In a small village named Chandrapur, a young man named Kailash lived with his wife. Kailash would cut wood from the forest and sell it, and whatever little income he earned from it, he used to survive on it. But the income was not enough to buy a full stomach and good clothes to cover the body. One day, his wife was tired. "How long will life go on like this, Kailash?" She said irritably, "We cannot celebrate any festival, nor is there any happiness in life. Why don't we leave this work of cutting wood and go to the city and find some new work? There is nothing here except hunger and poverty." Kailash replied lovingly, "Bhagyavan, I understand your concern, but this village, this forest, this peace, you will not find all this in the city. And I have said it before as well, I cannot leave this village. Come on, let's end this topic here." The wife took a deep breath and said, "Okay, food is ready. Eat and then go to the forest." After having food, Kailash set out towards the forest with his axe and rope. He walked very far. He started thinking, "Today I have come a long way. I wish I could find a big tree, so that I could cut more wood and earn a good income." But no matter how far he went, he did not find any big tree. He saw a small tree. He cut it and tied a bundle of firewood and loaded it on his head and started towards the city. On reaching the city, Kailash saw, alas, there is no one to buy wood today. Tired and exhausted, he started thinking, "Will I have to take all this wood back home?" Just then a voice came, "Hey, wood seller, listen, come here." There was a Pandit ji. He asked, "How much is the wood?" Kailash said, "Do you want all of it or half? If you take all of it, I will give it to you for a lower price." The Pandit said, "I will not take it at the price you say, but at my own price." Kailash said in a tired voice, "Whatever it is, give it to me. I am very tired anyway." The Pandit gave the money and said, "Take the money, keep the wood here. You look hungry. Come and eat." Kailash said, "I am very hungry, but if I eat, there will be not enough food for you." The Pandit smiled and said, "Don't worry, there is so much food here that 20 more people can eat. Whenever you feel hungry, come." Kailash asked, "Do you always feed people like this?" The Pandit said, "As long as God blesses me, I will do this. It is all his wish." Kailash folded his hands and said, "Something should be done for people like you. From today onwards, I will give you wood without any cost." The Pandit blessed him, "Son, go home safely." Kailash gave all the wood for free and returned home. His wife asked, "Why are you so late? Did you get a good deal for the wood today? How much money did you get?" Kailash smiled and said, "I gave it for free." His wife was shocked. "What? I gave it for free? I thought that today you earned double the money. Where were you for so long?" Kailash said in a calm voice, "I met a person who feeds everyone, who is the Messiah of the hungry. I thought that I should also lend a hand in such a pious deed, so I gave him today's wood." His wife asked, "Do they always feed people? Then they must be very rich. Otherwise, how do they feed so many people? And how did you help them?" Kailash replied, He is not as rich as you think. He is a good person and is the priest of the temple of that town. He feeds everyone with his hard-earned money. I offered him help by saying that I will always cut wood for him and give it to him for free. His wife said, "Is this enough? If you cannot cut 2 bundles of wood every day, how will the household run? Tell me." Kailash said, "I will try my best, and whatever God wishes will happen. Today I have eaten at his house. One day I will take you there too." After this, Kailash cut firewood every day and started giving it to the Pandit without taking money as per his promise. One day the Pandit was just sitting to eat when a voice came from outside. "Pandit Maharaj, I have brought wood. Come here and take the wood so that I can go." The Pandit came out and said, "Kailash, I cannot give you money. You take your wood back." Kailash said politely, "Pay me the money tomorrow, but I will leave the wood here. I am very hungry. Can you give me food? You feed everyone anyway." Pandit smiled and said, "Why not, Kailash? Wash your hands and feet first. I will arrange for food." Pandit went inside the house and said to his wife, "Kailash is very hungry. I have asked you to give him food." Wife said worriedly, "Why did you promise so? There is nothing left to eat in our house except the food I have just served you. How will we feed Kailash at this time? Don't you know this?" Pandit said, "What is the big deal in this? The food you have served is enough for Kailash. I am thinking of fasting today." Wife said sadly, "Tell me, how many times will you do this? When we don't have enough for ourselves, why do you do so much for others? Where will all this come from?" The Pandit said in a calm voice, "God gives everything. First serve food to Kailash." Friends, the Pandit used to feed such people even if he had nothing for himself. One day Kailash went to the forest to cut wood. He thought, "I have already cut all the dry trees on the edge of the forest. Now whatever is left is green. Going inside the forest seems a bit difficult. I have never gone so deep before. There can be wild animals there. What if something happens to me?" Thinking this, he went inside the forest fearfully. He went quite far but did not find any suitable tree. Suddenly he saw a big tree. He thought, "This branch is very strong. If I cut it, 3 bundles of wood will be made. It is already too late." Thinking this, Kailash climbed that tree. He sat on the same branch and started cutting it. The branch was very big, so after being cut, it fell near the adjacent tree and a small mound. Then suddenly a sadhu appeared there and said angrily, "Who disturbed my penance? Looks like it was you." The sadhu said in anger, "I curse you to become a dog." Kailash got scared and folded his hands and said, "Maharaj, please forgive me. I did not know that you are doing penance here." The sadhu said, "I have been doing penance here for years. You have broken my penance, so you are a partner in this sin." Kailash pleaded, "Maharaj, I come every day to cut wood and earn my livelihood by selling them. I did not do this intentionally. Please take back this curse." Hearing this, the sadhu's anger subsided a bit. He said, "It is not possible to take back the curse I have given you, but there is a way by which you can get free from this curse." Kailash asked, "Please tell me the way, Maharaj. How can I get free from this curse?" The sadhu said, "You find 2 people who give the best donations. By eating even a single grain left after their food, the effect of your curse will gradually start ending. When you become completely white, you will be free from this curse." Kailash cried and said, "Maharaj, I am my wife's support. We live by the money I bring by selling wood. Now that I have become a dog, what will happen to me now?" The saint said, "Don't worry, God will help. When your curse is broken, your life will become happy, full of wealth, and you will be free from all troubles." Saying this, the saint left from there. Kailash turns into a dog due to the saint's curse. After this, he sets out on a journey to get rid of the curse. He thinks, as the saint said, "Where will I find the best donor? I am not able to understand. Yes, Panditji, he is a very generous and good-hearted person. Now I will go to him first." Kailash reaches the Pandit's house in the form of a dog. The Pandit says to his wife, "Well, it is good. Today I was able to feed all the guests without any hindrance. It is really God's grace." After the Pandit had finished eating, his wife threw out the leftovers. Kailash arrived there in the form of a dog and ate the Pandit's leftovers. As soon as he ate, half of his body turned white. Kailash said happily. I knew Panditji is a very kind person. Now I have got rid of half the curse. But to get completely free, I will have to find another true donor. Thinking this, he moved ahead. If I get completely free from this curse, Kailash says to himself, then I will live a life of happiness, prosperity and peace. While walking one day, he saw a young man named Mohan ploughing a field. Kailash went and sat in front of his house in the form of a dog. At the same time, a man named Ram passes by with a cow. He looks at Mohan and says, Mohan is a very noble person. He donates cows not only to me but also to many other people. Such a person should be blessed. Hearing this, Kailash thinks, wow, now I will surely get salvation. Mohan will also be as kind as Panditji. Now I will see when he eats his food. He waits for a long time. When Mohan throws out the plate after eating, Kailash runs and eats the leftover food. But as soon as he eats, he says in surprise, oh, the color of my body has not changed at all? Mohan had also donated a cow. Then why did this not happen? I'm not able to understand anything. After a while, disappointed, he again comes and sits outside Panditji's house. There he heard two young men talking to each other. The first young man said, oh brother, today Mohan again donated a cow. The second young man said, yes, no matter how big a donor he may look, but he always calls people from outside the city and donates. And to tell you the truth, all his cows do not give milk for more than 2 months. The first young man was shocked and said, what? If he does this, he will surely commit a sin. The second young man said, there is no one like our king. For a week he has been feeding people every day, and tomorrow he will donate clothes along with food. The first young man said emotionally, really, the king is very pious. He has built roads in the city, dug wells and ponds everywhere. I have never seen a charitable person like him. Hearing this, Kailash's heart was filled with enthusiasm. Now it is certain that I will be freed from the curse only because of the king. He is not eating in the palace, but sitting among the people. I should not miss this opportunity. The very next day, Kailash reached the place where the king was feeding the people. He saw the king was not only distributing food, but also giving clothes. Kailash thinks, how great the king is. This is definitely the person I was looking for the truthful people. Now I just have to eat the food left after his meal. As soon as the king has eaten, his soldiers throw away the plate. Kailash runs and eats the leftover food but is shocked to see this. Oh, what is this? Even the food of such a great generous king has no effect on me. The color of my body has not changed at all. This curse is related to some other reason. Distressed, he reaches the sage who had cursed him. Seeing the sage, Kailash bows down. The sage smiles and asks, what happened, Kailash? Looking at you, it seems that your curse has not been completely broken yet. Kailash says sadly, Maharaj, half of my body had turned white due to Panditji's food, but after that I ate food of many great generous people, but there was no effect. The sage remains silent for a while and then says seriously, this is not surprising, Kailash. It is important to know the nature of true charity. Kailash further said, Maharaj, the king of our city has distributed food and clothes for 7 days continuously, yet my curse did not break even after eating his food. There must be some mystery somewhere. Please guide. The sage said, Kailash, none of the people whose food you ate, their charity was true. Mohan donated cows which he did not need. If he needed them, would he have donated them? And as far as the king is concerned, whatever he donates is from the wealth of the people. He does not earn anything himself. The food and clothes distributed by him also came from the revenue. He is spending on the people's money, not from his own wealth. This cannot be called charity. Therefore, his food had no effect on your curse. Only Panditji's food was effective because he donated with true intentions by starving himself. This is true charity. Kailash's eyes were now clear and grateful. He folded his hands and said, now I understand, Maharaj. Thank you. You have told me the meaning of true charity. With a sad but aware mind, Kailash moved forward from there on his next journey to salvation. He thought, oh my God, I have come so far, I am very hungry. It would be good if I could find something to eat nearby. Then he saw a farmer carrying a pot of water. 2 young men standing nearby were talking to each other and looking at the same farmer. One of the young men said, do you see him? Every day in this sun he gives water to the people passing by from this pot full of water. He's an old man. He seems to be more than 80 years old, but still, his work is praiseworthy. After a while, the farmer brought out food and started eating. Seeing hungry Kailash in the form of a dog, the farmer took some of his food and gave it to him. As soon as Kailash ate that food, his curse ended and he became a human again. He thanked the farmer and returned happily. He thought, really, charity is never small or big. To be like the pandit who satisfies hunger and this farmer who quenches thirst is the true charity. The best charity is that which is done selflessly to help others. Kailash reached his home to his wife and started living happily. On the other hand, the pandit had donated so much that his financial condition became very bad. One day his wife said, "There lives a king in the nearby city who buys virtue. You go to them and sell some of your virtues and bring money so that we can survive." The pandit refused at first, but on his wife's repeated requests, he agreed to go. His wife made 4 rotis for him and the pandit left the house. When he reached near the city, he saw a pond. After taking bath there, as soon as he sat down to eat rotis, a bitch came in front of him. The bitch had given birth to puppies in the forest. She and her puppies were hungry for 3 days. Due to heavy rains, she could not leave the puppies and go anywhere. The pandit saw her and felt pity. He fed all his 4 rotis to the bitch one by one. The bitch was satiated, but the pandit himself remained hungry. Still, he started towards the king's palace. Reaching the king, the pandit said, "I want to sell my virtue." The king said, "You come after noon." After this, the king asked his wife, "A learned pandit has come here who wants to sell his virtue. According to you, which of his virtues is the greatest?" The wife said, "The virtue he has earned today by feeding rotis to a hungry bitch with 3 puppies in the forest is the greatest." The king was surprised to know this. He went to the pandit and said, "Which virtue will you give me?" The pandit asked, "Which one would you like to take?" The king said, "We would like to take the merit of the yagya you have performed today." The pandit said, "I have not performed any yagya today. I do not have that much money." The king replied, "You fed 4 rotis to a hungry bitch on the bank of the pond. We want to buy that merit." The pandit asked, "How did you know? There was no one there." The king said, "My wife is faithful to her husband. She has told me all this." The pandit said, "Okay, take it. But what will you give in return?" The king said, "I will weigh diamonds and pearls of the same weight as your rotis." The pandit agreed. The king got 4 rotis made of the same weight and put diamonds and pearls on the scale. But no matter how many gems were placed, the pan with the rotis did not move up. The king said, "Bring more gems." When the pandit saw such an effect of his virtue, his eyes opened. He said, "King, I will not sell this virtue now." The king said, "As you wish." The pandit left from there, and while returning he again reached the same pond. He sat under a tree and started thinking. Just then a saint came there. He saw the pandit worried and asked, "Son, you look very worried. What is the matter?" The pandit bowed to the Mahatma and told him the whole story. The Mahatma said, "Son, you did the right thing. Virtue cannot be traded, it is itself fruitful. Whatever a man does, he will get the same result when the time comes." The pandit felt peace after listening to the Mahatma. He bowed to him and left. Then the Mahatma gave him a bundle and said, "Son, take it with you. There are some dry fruits in it. Eat them after dinner. It will be good for you." The pandit took the bundle and returned home after thanking him. After reaching home, he ate food and went out for a walk. When the pandit's wife saw the bundle kept on the table, she became curious to open it. She picked up the bundle and started opening it. As soon as she opened the bundle, her surprise knew no bounds. Diamonds, emeralds, and rubies were shining in the bundle. She was very happy. After a while, when the pandit returned, his wife asked, "Where did you get so many diamonds and emeralds from?" The pandit said laughingly, "Why are you joking? Dry fruits look like diamonds and pearls to you." The wife said, "You are not joking. I have opened the bundle myself and seen it. It is filled with heaps of priceless diamonds and emeralds." The pandit said, "Bring them to me and show them." The wife kept the bundle in front of him. The pandit was astonished to see them. He understood that all this was the effect of the same virtue that he had gained by feeding rotis to a bitch, and that Mahatma was none other than God himself. Then he narrated the entire story of his journey to his wife. He told how Rajasi and Tamasi donations have limited results, and this miracle happened because of giving rotis to a hungry bitch and her pups. All this was the result of God's grace and mercy. The Pandit further told his wife, "This is God's message that helping the needy is the biggest virtue. God gives infinite times more reward to the person who helps the sad and needy people." Friends, in today's time, many people in the society give donations just for their honor and prestige. Show-off donations neither give true virtue, nor do they have any long-term effects. Show-off donations sometimes lead a person to ego. Donation should always be done selflessly. Like in this story, the Pandit gave 4 rotis to the bitch and her pups without caring about his hunger. He did not even think that this small sacrifice of his would give such a big result. Friends, similarly, this story also tells us that the real opportunity to help the needy is when he is really in trouble. Even a little help given at the time of disaster can be invaluable. It not only changes the life of the needy person, but also brings positive change in the life of the donor. When a person donates inspired by the spirit of sacrifice, the attachment to Maya ends within him. This sacrifice frees a person from ego and takes him closer to God. Friends, the message of this story is that true virtue lies in sacrifice and selfless service. Donation done selflessly is the true and best donation. Every human being should try to do charity and help the needy according to his ability. Serving the needy is the true religion. Just as the water of the river does not decrease when a bird drinks water, in the same way, money does not end if you donate according to your ability. Dear friends, if this message has touched your heart, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Your every like and share gives us energy to bring more inspirational stories. While going, you also say Jai Shri Narayan.